you make a really good point with regards to the modular. I call it modular blockchains. Basically, there's the CDK stacks, Arbitrum, and the non-Cosmos stacks using Celestia. First of all, is huge for Cosmos because it brings that entire validator Celestia chain into that stack, and then the other one is just the presence of more of these interoperability layers too. And I kind of want to ping this one to Eric as well and ask the same question that Cito asked. Like, Eric, what is kind of the vertical or the narrative for Injective going into 2024? Are you guys incubating different dApps within the chain that you guys are running at Injective? What's kind of the expansion plans? Where do you guys fit?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of very, very exciting narratives that are planning to see during 2023, and I think it'll be in like full swing mode in 2024 with RWA and with a lot of institutional adoptions. That's going to be playing like a very, very major role within 2024, and especially with the ETF approval. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. Then there's going to be a lot more attention from the traditional financial institutions that are trying to join in, that are trying to find platforms that fits within their compliance framework, etc. So the upcoming mainnet upgrade is kind of built to primarily address that. It's to be institution ready, to have this infrastructure right off the box for them to integrate with, and then on top of that, a couple dozen projects are currently building to service exactly that type of demographic. That would be like a primary trend that we're seeing right now. Is for the first time, there's no kind of like a iron curtain between the crypto realm and the TradFi realm. You're going to see more and more of these linkages and assets on chain that are becoming more and more real, and basically create and unlock massive value within the space.
Super based. Yeah, with the DePIN narrative, the hardware is becoming more real. And then there's also like just real world assets that are coming on chain as well, whether they're like paper derivatives or treasury bills. Like those are real assets that already have product market fit in finance. And now we're like exploring like real hardware, like physical infrastructure, which is super, super cool. Thanks, Eric.
Eric, another one too.
We have to get the next. The lineup is crazy. I have.
Yo, Cito, I just got one last one for Eric. 2 minutes. Eric,
right.
I've been seeing a lot of chatter on Twitter about Injective has low TVL, not a lot of incubated apps. Why is it in the top 25? How do we answer this? Like why is it in the top 25? What is this FUD? I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. Like TVL is definitely one of those metrics that are almost like counterproductive to our infrastructure, which is like the TVL isn't counted until you post an order on top of the order book. It's not because you deposit onto like a certain exchange application, etc. So really like the TVL figure for Helix, for example, it's all the existing margined orders that are being posted on top of the book, which only shows within like usually like within a 5 or 10% range. So that's kind of like a concentrated liquidity type of component, which doesn't put them into passive. And then on the other hand, I think a lot of projects are onboarded. For example, Black Panther has a few million, Astroport has a few million, this and that, and then a couple of new projects also has a couple dozen million. I don't think like they're like fully tracked right now, so there's also that slight discrepancy. But for Injective's case, it's meant to be high performant and capital efficient, and more importantly, to support like a very, very high flow of capital rather than being this idle liquidity. And I also think that one of the largest TVL contributor for like people deploying and earning yield on top of idle assets is probably lending. And currently there are a couple of lending protocols that are about to be deployed, but not yet. And I think that is probably going to cement and solidify the amount of TVL there is, quote unquote, within the ecosystem.
I've always thought TVL was kind of more of a vanity metric as well after 2020, but the people want to know, where is all this whale buying power coming from? But thank you for coming on, and Cito, take us away.
Appreciate it. Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, Eric. Always good to have you on.